Hello, my star seeds. Welcome back to another IGTV of my podcast on the cool OTC. Yes, it's been a minute, but guys, I always got to follow up with an IGTV, the visual part for my podcast OTC, the audio version. So, you guys know that I love to give you guys information by now. Free of charge, no strings attached. Everything that I'm doing for you guys is just to give you information, for you to obtain it, and for you to apply it to your life in some type of way, however you seem deem fit. You know, so a little bit of why I do these IGTVs, the visual part, is they are a recap, of course, and to get you to pull you in as another marketing tool to get you to watch my podcast or listen to it. So, and sometimes it works, because when you see a face behind something and you get a different type of feeling because it's visually with your senses, then it will pull you towards to do something else. So it's about a recap of everything, but mostly it's about analytics, statistics, and algorithms. So this is what this is basically about and why I do these to show and to share with my star seeds the work, the progress, the results. I'm a result oriented person. So for me, I got to see results of what something that I'm doing. And for you guys, the time that y'all are spending and taking out of your life, you want to see some type of results. If it's not in your life immediately, you want to see the results and the effort of something that you're putting in. That, you're putting the effort into something. And if you get the effort shows on the other side, the results, then you know that you're making history. You know that you have a major part that you're playing, basically, in the field. So it's all about input and output, of your content. Don't you want to know your algorithms and your analytics behind your social media profiles? Because the only people that see that are the engineers behind the programs. So, and that's why you have shadow ban and things like that. So when you see the algorithms and the analytics of something, you can see what works as far as what is the strengths, and you can see the weaknesses as far as what's not working, and what you need to work on, basically. So the last episode, the season finale of season 2, like that is so cool that I never would have thought. Still, I mean, that I would have made it this far, and I owe it all to you guys. You know what I'm saying? This what makes me keep coming back. This what makes me keep stepping it up. Even when I'm tired, I'm weary, and I feel like I just want to break, or I feel like I need a long break from it. I can't, because it's not about me anymore. It's about my star seeds and the energy that they give me, and the recommendations and the requests and the feedback, the good and the bad. I accept it all because it helps me grow. Especially if I get a feedback that more than one person is saying, I know there's something that I need to implement, basically. Um, so the last episode, season 10, the season 2 finale was called Speak, Live Your Truth. And this episode was brought about to just wrap up all the episodes that I had did within season 2 that really led up to this moment of now I'm living in my truth and I'm speaking it. And it feels like I am finally working on the best version of myself, what the goal was to be. Remember, Starseed since the beginning. So this is where my authenticity really came in. And I'm going to start naming some of the episodes within season 2, and show you how these certain titles and things that I talked about was something that I was actually, like I tell you, this is real life for me. I was dealing with. And I had to go through these phases, these paradigms, to know, and the shadow sides of it, at times you can see as far as like the aggressive or aggression, podcast, that's a shadow side. You remember I said it lays dormant. So something that lays dormant is usually in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? So this is where all those episodes in season two tied into the season finale, which is Speak and Live Your Truth. I'm encouraging you to go listen to that, especially if you're a loyal follower, a loyal star seed, because you can really see the growth not only in myself, but you too. Like we in this together, this journey. Remember, if you listen to my intro, you would know that I say, come with me and join it like a journey. And I also say it's an experience. So you've joined me in this journey, and we've built an experience out of it together. Like, remember, the whole thing about this podcast is to have a safe place, an open space for you where you feel not judged and you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? So I built that and I pride that upon that. So now that you have that, we in this together. You know, I'm holding your hand. I may not, physically be there, but spiritually and through this audio and my podcast and my visuals, I am there. You can see me. I'm talking to you and letting you know basically what it is. So I had to learn authenticity to speak and live my truth as far as I needed to be authentic with myself. Sometimes we go through imposter syndrome, savior complex type of issues that will hinder and block your authenticity from even showing. You know what I'm saying? So you actually learn through those type of scenarios when it does go bad how to be true and authentic to yourself. So it's about living your truth. That's all that being authentic is living your truth as well. So I had to learn integrity. And integrity was me just standing up for my beliefs. I'm really big and blunt type of person. I really don't, you can't really run over me. But I had a problem sticking to my integrity from that passive aggressiveness things, trying in the avoidance factor of trying to just be a peacemaker. I don't like drama. You know what I'm saying? So I would bypass some of my morals and I really stick to my integrity. And that's when this episode came about. And I had to learn right or wrong. If my gut says do it, like Nike, I'm going to pick that type of moral and stick to my integrity. That's just what that one came about. Allow myself grace and resilience. That's what I'm still working on. Because life is not fair sometimes. Life is not easy. I don't care how easy people make it seem or what you think you see. Um, that one is hard because we're constantly having failures. We're constantly getting disappointed. And sometimes it's a day-to-day basis. So I had to learn to allow myself grace in those moments and know that this was just a moment in time. And I had to be resilient, which is the other opposite spectrum of it. So you have like this arm up as far as allowing yourself grace, and then the other opposite side you have the resilience. Like, you're trying to bring that balance and lift that weight up and keep it at a level where, it's not too much pressure leaning on you on one side or the other. So that's what allows myself grace and resilience, never giving up and being strong. I had to learn boundaries, which was the most important in speaking and living your truth. Was the thing about it was, and not only did I learn boundaries that I need to set for other people, the biggest boundaries are the ones I need to set for myself because I didn't really have none or they was really loose. You know what I'm saying? Nonchalant people thought they was jokes, joke boundaries. Like that's crazy. So I learned that the biggest one I had to set was within myself. So when I start setting boundaries within myself as far as what I know I will and will not allow, then it just came through on the other side towards people for me to kind of set that tone as well. I had to learn affirmations, that to speak and live my truth as well. I had to affirm things that I wanted. We have a habit of thinking really negative sometimes, and it's hard to affirm it and believe in yourself. So affirmations to me is basically believing in yourself. How much do you believe in yourself to affirm something, to solidify something, and say that it's yours, to claim it? That's what affirmation is. You're claiming something. And they usually start with I statements. I am loved. I am cherished. I am worthy. So, say one of those every morning you get up. You know what I'm saying? I am grateful because God has risen you. The Most High has risen you and just blessed you with breath, a breath of life. Idealism, that one had to go away. Because remember, idealism is just the idea of something. It's not the actual reality. But remember, in this podcast episode, I talked how an idea can become a reality. And one of the famous quotes I think I mentioned in season two that relates to idealism, because season two, episode 10 finale, is it because I talk about how all these come together as well. So I'm giving you a little brief, different side of how season 10 is. So it's, I'm breaking all these down and getting into it, but it's in a different sense on the season finale versus this one in the TV. So that one had to go away because I had these ideas of how I thought things should be and I wanted it to be, and it just kept running up against a brick wall because it was just an idea. And remember, I going back to the famous quote: "Is an idea is just a thought." No, a thought. I'm so sorry, guys. A thought is just a dream until it's carried out. Remember, an idealism is the root word is idea, something that's in your mind, a thought. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes where do dreams lie? In your thoughts. So we want to break out of just having dreams and thinking about it. We want to carry them out now. That's what all about being a star TV is in my pocket. We're carrying out dreams and we're becoming superstars. And the last one I want to touch bases on is the individuality, which led to season 10 as well as title. I had to learn how to be an individual. I am not a follower by nature. I'm going to be honest. I don't even work good in groups because it's hard for me to trust people to handle certain aspects of my life. It's like I'm giving you partial control when I'm in a group or, or a follower. So, but the individuality for me that I needed to work on is my identity. So this what that episode speaks about is finding your identity. And it shakes you up and gets you an identity crisis, but ultimately, come on, you need that sometimes. We get so brainwashed and stuck in these certain ways. You know what I'm saying? That we don't even know that we've been operating at this level of toxicity or anything below, vibrating low, at this point. You know what I'm saying? Until you get that little identity crisis going on. So, the top 5 episodes all over the world, all over the country, is commitment issues. Still number one, almost 2 years in a row. It just talks about different types of commitment issues people have when it's time to commit to anything, not just a person. Trauma bonding. Trauma bonding, I released maybe like 2 episodes ago, and it's a part of season 2. And for that one was, like I said, it was a really dear one to my heart, and it is more my shadow side, as you can see, because that's a darker, episode as far as the tone and the content of it. I had to break my toxic holding patterns, which is number 3. Toxic holding patterns are just different patterns that you've been holding that are very toxic, but that's just all you know. So you still holding a pattern of this toxic behavior. Communication extended. So this is one I think I did on my first anniversary, the first year of OTC, and it was basically the first episode I ever did. So that's why I went back for the anniversary 1 year later. It was like 1-1, angel numbers. To go back to this one, and it's number 4, and it has an extended version. So the really cool thing about communication, and I know why it's on top 5, is you can see a really 2 different split personalities of me, because this is the first episode, the one I first started, didn't really know what I was doing, just airing out my emotions, and it was part of kind of the episodes that I'd been doing, but I'd never released. So when I released the podcast, it was probably like 3 episodes in, I'm going to be honest, before I even released them. Some was already done months before. before I got the green light to release it to the world, to you guys. So it's rough, it's raw, it's a little bit of cursing in there, and you know I don't do no more cursing no more. As far as my podcast. So yeah, and I love it because it's so raw. And then when you remember how you have a CD and it has a hidden song, and you just gotta let the song in, and the bonus song is click in. B2K was like that. B2K had a CD like that, and I think Janine was the dog song. Boy, that we went crazy. But anyways, that's what I'm talking about. This episode is one of those segues. And then you see a quieter tone, and then I teach you what I've learned in communication as well. And you can see where my communication was when I started, and by the end of the year, the growth, the activity. And the other one was when we give up, give in to. Um, so this one, we can all relate these to COVID, and these are probably why they top five, because all these can be related to COVID. Because we're in a situation when we didn't gave up as far as COVID. We don't know when it's going to go away. We've kind of lost our hope, so we just here living. We didn't gave into it. You know what I'm saying? And into a way, like everybody really just careless. Like as much as we can do, we didn't try it. You know what I'm saying? We having communication issues. It's hard to see people. People are sick. Travel issues, all types of things. There's money issues to even see people. We having toxic holding patterns. Now we're getting really to see the real people when they're under, when they're in survival mode. That's a whole nother level for people. I'm probably need to do an episode about survival mode. We're doing a lot of trauma bonding because COVID is the traumatic experience right now. We're bonding over that. We're having a lot of commitment issues. A lot of marriages are failing. A lot of relationships are failing because they're finding it hard to commit through just uncertainty. It's crazy. So that is the top five episodes, and I want to tell you some places we have made it in since then. Usually I like to post them, but it was like so many. So I'm just gonna name them off. We in Bangladesh. Forgive me if I say these name words. Ecuador, Pakistan, Vietnam, Kuwait, Argentina, Bolivia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, and Mauritius. Oh, and that's like an island. That's crazy when I seen that. And it's a beautiful island. So I suggest you look that up, Mauritius. Um, and we still need two more age groups to be able to complete all age groups. And that's like a goal. And it's not a big goal, but this is a goal when we talk about analytics and algorithms as far as from 0 to 60 plus. Don't forget the plus. You have that age group listening to you. That's everybody. Let's keep it real. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we just need the 60 plus, which is really hard because they don't know how to operate technology as much. And 0 to 17, these are kids. That's all I'm gonna say. They ain't really trying to get deep and spiritual right now. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I love telling you guys about the gender listening analytics as far as the percentage overall. So we have females at 62%. So shout out always my ladies. You know, that's really what I do it for. One of the reasons, let's put it like that, for women to see a strong black woman and not just trying to manipulate, more like articulate that, not trying to be that person and not hate. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I want to be an inspiration. If you can do it, I can do it too, type thing. Males are 33%. So I'm really like hats off because most men don't want to listen to women tell them what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's really awesome to see that big number. That's a big number when we're talking about numbers, the numbers game and percentages. So, and especially when you do a pie chart on some stuff like that, it really looks bigger than it sounds. You know what I'm saying? And non-specified is 5%. So they really just have not specified their gender, or they just are whatever they want to live their life as. So they pick that option. And maybe the males, people would say they are Myers most of the time and just want to see what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, they really take this seriously as I do, the males. So I really appreciate the feedback they give. So we have a season 3 promo coming out. I'm doing headshots for my podcast and maybe a little mini photo shoot in there. We got a trailer, like a real legit, you know what I'm saying? Better than my type of filming um, trailer coming out for season 3. I got a Starseed bonus episode requested that I'm gonna circle back and still put in as season 2. Like, hey, I got, but there's more, I don't know when I'm gonna do that, and I'm not gonna reveal the title for this one. But this is one that's requested, and I promise that I will do it. So it's gonna be listed as a bonus episode, as I always do it. So I try to do 2 to 3 bonus episodes every season, and I'm welcome to as many. And these bonus episodes usually stem from requests from my star seeds. So they give me a topic or title, and like I said, I allow it. I want it. You know what I'm saying? And then I do this episode for you and research it and try to give you this information. It's all about giving back. Like I said, I'm holding your hand too. So I'm not just giving you my life and telling you what to do. I'm actually trying to see what you're having problems in your life with and trying to help you as much as I can too from what I know and what I've researched and not just straight theoretically or I've walked a mile in your shoes type thing. So July is our second anniversary. I'm so excited because I know we're gonna make it. Come on. So yes, July is our second anniversary. That means you guys been with me 2 years. We family now. Like we family. So I thank you for sharing this journey with me and this experience, that you're experiencing with me. And like I said, that goes back to my intro, the journey and the experience. That's really what these 2 words are all about in the intro. So I got some special plan. I like to do a big for my anniversary, something to give back to the Star Seed. So I'm excited about that. Um, and then the last thing I want to talk about is just what's been having me so busy lately. Give you a little peek into my personal life. Like you said, I'm really big in active in my community, a humanitarian, and I'm big in activism. So I did recently join and was invited to join the NAACP, People of Color. I'm all about my people of color, and that's what I want to speak to personally, my people of color. Um, when you see somebody active in your community and they bring in resources and they're just trying to give you something to better your life, claim it. Claim it. I can tell you how many classes I teach, and the classes sometimes be huge that I don't even see one person of color in there. And I wasn't even raised in the evolution and the generation where that was at. So it's even awkward now for, it was rare. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not even a token. We would have a token. Somebody that was there of just good grades. You know what I'm saying? They look like they don't belong there, but they work speak for themselves. So I didn't see not one. It's not one. So claim it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate. Support that person so they could build more resources. It's not about being better than you. They're building more resources when you support them to give back to you. And when you do it and continuously support, those resources get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger for what they can do for you and put you on. This is what they're talking about, that somebody reach back and with that and pull you up with them. But I can only pull you up if you want me. So that's what I'm saying. Claim it, my people of color. Anything that's out there to help you with your education, to help you better your life, life skills, etc. All that. Claim it. And don't pass no opportunity up. That's how I'm in the position that I'm in now. And I didn't used to be this way, I'm going to be honest. I'm just not passing nothing up. Especially when it's coming to me. I'm not going for it. But if it's coming to me, and it's coming to you, even out the blue, or you ain't even saying nothing about it, something you're thinking about, affirm it, claim it. So I love you, my Pisces. Yes, this is a long video today, but I really had to show you guys some love from all the love you've been sending me, and I look forward to being with you with season 3 and what we got in store. Yeah, and I think the last thing we became a part of a cast um, podcast. So we're on a cast now. Love you.